Namaste, everyone. I'd like to mention that it's our esteemed pleasure and honor to have such a wonderful, bright, and young, talented singer in Mr. Balachandra Prabhu, who has joined us from India, Bangalore. And first and foremost, wish him a very, very happy and prosperous and safe Diwali. It's unbelievable that we are connecting on the auspicious occasion of Diwali. So I'd like to go ahead and let Bala say, actually, he likes to be preferred to be called Bala, so I'll call him that from this point on. But Bala, if you would like to say something real quick.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pratyaksh. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And happy Diwali to you and all the viewers.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to once again give you a very, very warm welcome on behalf of the Temple of Cosmic Religion, all our local viewers here in the US, as well as anybody who will be seeing it at any part of the world. So very, very thankful for your time. Before we proceed, I'd like to actually inform our viewers a little bit about you, to give them some ideas about, a little background about you, as well as touch on some of your accomplishments. So Balachandra, or Bala, is actually a part of a very, very prominent lineage of Hindustani classical music known as the Kirana Gharana. And he has learned from not one, not two, but actually three different gurus from the same lineage, which is an incredible to just think about it. But I'd like to go ahead and name those three gurus. Pandit Balachandra Nakod. Interesting that you actually have, you guys share the same first name. Pandit Jayatirth Mevundi, and also the late Pandit Shripati Padigar, who was a very esteemed and senior disciple of the very prominent, and in recent memory, most people would know the very prominent name of the Kirana Gharana, late Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji. Of course, I'd like to mention some of your achievements, and you have received the gold medal in a Hindustani classical vocal competition of All India Radio in the year 2007. You also received a scholarship from the Karnataka Sangeet Nritya Academy the same year. You're also a recipient of the Yuva Kalamani Award from the Mani Krishna Swami Academy. And you've taken part in a global fusion song project called Bliss, which was featured on the Grammy website. That's incredible, Grammy.com, in the year 2013. And I'd like to also mention a couple of the key festivals and events that you have performed in within India. The Mehrum Ustad Abdul Karim Khan Music Festival, and the Savai Gandharva Festival, which is very well known, and many such festivals and events like those. So it is quite a impressive list, I must say. And it's really like I said, it is such an honor to be speaking with you today. And I'd like to also say that you have performed not just within India, but you have also done some live concerts in the UK, in Dubai, different countries in the Middle East. And I have to mention the USA as well, because that's where I was fortunate to have seen two of your live performances, and that's where I became a fan of yours. And today I have the good fortune of also calling him a friend of mine. So thank you, Bala, again. So usually whenever we think about people's careers or where they are today, we always like to start from the grassroots level, from the beginning. So tell us a little bit about your childhood, because I want to kind of see how music has been, or the seed of music was planted in you, the foundation of music. How did it begin? And what age were you when you were starting to become a little more aware of music? Was it, people in your family, or um, who were your influencers early in life?
Yeah. I was born in a place called Beltangadi, which is about 30 miles away from Mangalore city. I would like to say I was born into a musical family. My grandfather was a singer, so my father is a singer. He plays tabla, he plays harmonium. So my early influence and I think and initiation to music was my father.
Okay.
So music always been there in our house. He used to sing, he used to play tabla, and whenever he goes to the city, he would get these audio cassettes of Bhimsen Joshi, stalwarts, Jitendra Bisheki ji, and Suresh Wadkar, all these abhangs, classical cassettes, and all. And he used to play all the time at home, and that's how I got influenced. And he was my teacher. I mean, I started learning from him. My basics of music I started from him. Yeah,
From your
that's
father?
how. From my father. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. His name is Murje Devdas Prabhu.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. Usually whenever you have music in the family, in the blood, then it has to continue. So it's
yeah,
wonderful that you're carrying that torch and continuing that tradition. So let's talk about now your learning process, where your classical training, the phase of training began, the discipline. Um, what was the process like? Basically, you said you started with your father, but of course, you then learned from gurus outside the home. So how was the process, or what led to you meeting your first guru?
yeah. So as I said, I started my basic lessons from my father.
Hmm.
So I always wanted to learn further, intermediate, advanced level lessons. But I couldn't find a guru in Beltangadi. It's a small village. So it's very difficult to find a right guru there.
Hmm.
So I was always in search of a guru. So I was so fortunate that we happened to move to Hubli, so which is Hubli Dharwad, which is very famous for classical music. Stalwarts like Bhimsen Joshi, Gangubai Hangal, Mallikarjun Mansur, Basavaraj Rajguru, you name it, like
Wow.
Kumar Gandharv, all were from that region. And it's like
Wow.
all these singers were generated from that region.
Hmm.
So I was so fortunate that we moved to that city for some reason, and that's how my actual formal training in classical music, intermediate level and advanced level, started. So I started my intermediate level from Balachandra Prabhu, and later on with Pandit Jayatirth Meundi.
Hmm.
After that, advanced training, I went to Pandit Shripati Padigar. He is no more. He himself was a senior disciple of Bhimsen Joshi.
Right.
That's where I started learning under Guru Shishya Parampara.
Okay.
So the training was very intense. So um, it was good. I started late actually. I started proper formal training when I was, I think, 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I was so interested and passionate about learning, so I could pick it up very quickly. I didn't have to,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So it just
That's
happened.
actually
Yeah,
that's actually very interesting, because most people who uh, become performers like yourself, and prominent performers, well acclaimed performers, they often start at a much younger age. And it's good that, of course, we already covered the fact that you have had the music in the family and it was surrounding you all these years. So it was never that you didn't have that musical connection. It's just that you were formally not learning till you were 19.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that's quite interesting. Very, very interesting. So another interesting thing that I was thinking about when I was speaking about you earlier was that you have learned from three gurus, all
yeah,
of course from the same gharana. So their styles and what they are teaching you, is skill set wise, is pretty much same. But each one must have been different in terms of their temperaments, or the way they would teach, the style of teaching. From a student's perspective, tell me, how was it going from one guru to the next to the next? and did you face any challenges to adapt to that teaching style?
Of course, yes, challenges were there. The main challenge was uh, to keep up with the expectations of the guru. He would give me some lessons, ragas, all exercises, and to deliver it, within few weeks or within few days. For that, I had to practice a lot. I had to put in more hours for practice, for riyas. That was very challenging for me. I didn't think about how to adjust with the guru and all those things. I was very lucky that all my gurus were so kind and uh, in teaching, and I was like a part of their family always.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So yeah, that way I was very lucky.
That's great. It's always simpler and easier whenever you have that personal connection with the guru.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So, how many years of formal training would you say that you've had? Because now I know that, having spoken to you recently, that you said you're teaching yourself, so you have become a guru out of yourself at this point. But your formal training from gurus has been for how long?
Yeah. See, I was learning. It's almost 6 to 8 years, I would say. But last few years, like 3 years of my learning phase, was from Pandit Shripati Padigar. It was very intense. Like, I used to go there in the morning, early in the morning, around 7 o'clock or 7:30. I reached there at his place and practice till afternoon, till lunch.
Hmm.
And I would go there, tune the tanpura. I start singing, and he would come. He give me some bandishas. He'll give me some exercises to practice,
Mhm.
and then he would go back. Then again he'll come. He'll give me a few more exercises. So this went on for almost 2 to 3 years. That was very rigorous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like uh, I was there all the time. Luckily, uh, yeah, under Guru Shishya Parampara, Shishya will go and stay at Guru's place. That's how it is actually.
Yes. Yes. Traditionally,
Yeah,
that's correct. Yes. Yes.
yeah. I think I would have stayed if I wasn't staying in Hubli that time. If my parents were not living in Hubli, I would have
Yeah.
stayed at his place
Okay.
and learned that way. But I had to go back to my house, have lunch, and come back in the evening again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this went on for almost 2 to 3 years. Like as I said, I go in the morning till afternoon. I'll practice. I'll go back home, and again I'll come early in the evening around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then he would sing. He will start singing. Like evening session will be his singing. That's where we will listen. We were
Oh,
like 2 3 disciples. We will sit and listen what he is singing, how he's presenting the raga, all those intricacies of kirana gharana. That's where I could learn so many things from him.
I see.
I think I would say that was my changing phase. That's turning point of my career. I
Mm.
mean, learning phase where I
Mm.
could learn so much, like intricacies of kirana gharana, what is raga, how to present it, what are the nuances of ragas, all those things.
I see. So, where did you find time to be a student of like a regular education? How did you fit that into this?
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. You know what happened? I joined graduation in one of these colleges in Hubli.
Yeah.
And as soon as I joined, there was a music competition. And I participated in that competition and I won first prize. And principal of that college was so happy. And he said, okay, you take as much as leave. You don't have to come. And he saw my +2 grade, marks. And I was like really good that level. Like, I had distinction and all. He
Mhm.
said, you have good marks. If you pass and if you get the right grades, you can do whatever you want. Attendance is not compulsory for you. So that thing I took advantage of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you still keep up with your studies even though you didn't attend as much? You had
Yes,
to
I
do
did.
some.
Yeah, I
You
did.
had to do some make-up assignments and things like that, or how did you
Yes,
do
yeah.
your exams and things?
I used to go. I used to go to attend the colleges. 2 or 3 days in a week,
Okay.
and that too in the mornings, like 11 to 1 o'clock or something like that. But yes, I completed my graduation as well. After that, I finished my MBA also.
Wonderful. So tell me about your debut. When was the first time? Like most people have this, like, okay, this is my now graduation performance, so to speak. You know, I have graduated from the training, so to speak, and now I'm going to be performing on stage to show my talents for the first time. What was that like for you?
Uh, Actually, it didn't happen to me that way.
Okay.
My entire learning journey, it was like a performance only. Like I have attended numerous competitions where they give you prize depending on the performance on the stage. So I was throughout performing actually, different competitions. That's how I won on this Akashvani competition also,
Okay.
and there are several other competitions. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Wonderful. So it was never like, okay, you know, I've never actually given a performance on stage. So you've already kind of built that
Yeah, but
experience. Yeah.
I would like to add one occasion.
Yeah.
Uh, I would consider as a debut where my guru himself gave me an opportunity to go and perform on the stage. That is always a special thing,
Yes.
where he says, he says, you go, you perform. That was He used to organize a festival called Marhum Abdul Karim Khan Festival in Hubli every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abdul Karim Khan was our founder of Kirana Gharana.
Okay.
Yes, so he used to organize that festival. So he told me, this year you will be performing, you will be opening the festival.
Oh,
So that would be a memorable performance because
yeah.
all the stalwarts like Gangubai Hangal, my Guruji, and all those senior artists were sitting in the front row and listening to me.
Wow.
So yeah, I feel that will be my memorable performance, I would say.
Yes, I would certainly see it that way as well. And what was that feeling like for you to perform in front of such stalwarts in your Gharana? Was there a lot of butterflies?
Oh,
Were you feeling a lot of pressure?
yeah, I was so nervous, especially because I was singing in front of my Guruji. That was,
That by
uh,
itself, yes.
yeah, that itself was a big thing, and I was so nervous, as you said.
Mhm.
I wasn't thinking anything about anything else, only about performing, how to present my raga. I was focusing on that. That's it.
Okay. Um, so, of course, we spoke about your performances in India as well as mentioned some of the countries that you had performed overseas as well. Tell me about your experiences while performing outside of India, because within India, of course, there are so many people who are sort of accustomed to this style of music that you're performing on stage. Um, how did you feel when you were performing, for example, at the Konkani Sammelan and many other concerts that you did during that trip that you made here? Or in the other countries as well. What was it like? How did you feel the audience received your performances? And did you feel like, was the audience any better outside of India, or how would you compare them?
Not really. Uh, See, wherever I performed, whichever genres I performed, right, I got the equal response.
Okay.
So wherever I go, I think it's the same. I will focus more on myself, how to present and how to create an ambience while singing.
Mhm.
That is more important, I feel. When I start enjoying and when I create an ambience for the audience, I think even audience will start enjoying that, the same thing. So yeah, it's been same, I think, even overseas or even in India. That's what I feel.
Is there any particular performance that you did overseas that stands out in your mind?
Mm, mm, so everything, all my concerts were special. I think, like I take it as a uh, new concert. This is it. This is very special to me, and that's how I perform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great attitude. That way you feel fresh and you feel like that you got to give your best to that audience.
Yeah. I try to give best every time wherever I perform.
Wonderful. So, you have learned, irrespective of whichever gharana you belong to, you learned the similar types of songs, or how to sing a particular type of song, different formats of these songs like bandishes, abhangs, and you have tumris and things like that. So, what uh, what do you feel you perform the best, and what do you feel like the audience connects with the most? What type of songs?
See, I have given all kinds of concerts. Like I have given classical concerts, I have given devotional concerts, I have given ghazal concerts, I've done fusion concerts as well. Uh, and I keep releasing, on my YouTube channel, all genres of music, classical, devotional, contemporary, Bollywood also, ghazals also. I've been experimenting with all genres of
Wow.
music. So each time I release any genres, I get equal, response. And recently I released Kannada pop song.
Ah,
um, that's when I realized, like, people are liking that also. Like, I could cater to different audience. Those people also started uh, watching my videos and other videos as well. They started appreciating my classical. They came there for to watch my Kannada song,
mm-hmm.
but they could see other songs as well, like devotional, classical also. So I think once you know classical music, all kind of like all genres will be will be
Yeah,
it's like grammar to other kinds of music. You'll start it will be easy for you to sing other genres of music.
you have
So
a
that's what I'm doing. I've been enjoying all kinds of all genres of music while singing also, while performing also.
that's great. What would you say? What style of music, or what style of song? What type of song do you think you're most? Uh, what is closest to your heart? What do you enjoy performing the most?
Yeah, I used to think only classical music. I enjoy only singing classical music
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, until I started experimenting with the different genres of music. I honestly, I used to feel that. So after experimenting started singing different genres of music, I feel like I can sing. Yeah, I enjoy it really. So I can fit in any genres because I've done playback singing as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been singing devotional songs for many years. I've done contemporary pop songs. So yeah, that's what I feel now. I can fit in. I can sing any genres of music, and I enjoy doing it.
That's great. That's great. So tell us a little bit more about your apart from your live concerts and your classical, performances, or classical singing albums. Tell us a little bit about your playback, because you just mentioned that. What have you done playback for in terms of films?
Yeah. I've done playback for a few Marathi uh, daily soaps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, title songs. Yeah, and after that, this happened when I was in Mumbai. Okay,
Okay.
and I've done playback for Kannada movies.
Okay.
And I do music production. I do composing. I have my own studio setup.
I see.
So yeah, having my own studio has helped me to experiment with different kinds of music.
That's great. I'm sure that's coming in handy a lot for you right now, especially.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So I want to delve a little bit into uh, concentrating more on the classical side, because, of course, um, whatever you learned in classical, the rags and all that, that's what even film music, the melodies and all emanate from those things. So it's not
Yes.
that there's no connection at all. So each raga has its own mood, its own representation, its own emotions. Sometimes it depicts a particular season or a part of or it's prescribed to be sung in a particular part of the day. So I wanted to know, how do you feel when you're singing a particular raga, or singing a bandish or something, and you're singing it in a particular raga that is prescribed at that part of the day? Of course, you can sing that at any point of the day, but why is it prescribed to be sung in a particular part of the day? And is there some difference in your energy level as a singer, as a performer, when you perform that particular raga at that particular time?
Yes, you are absolutely right. Like each raga represent different emotions, different seasons, different moods, all those things. Um I would like to say when someone learns a raga, right? When I learn a raga, I would concentrate more on the technicalities of raga initially,
Mm-hmm.
while understanding that raga. To understand that raga properly, I would go how this raga goes, what is the chalan of this raga, rather than giving more focus on the mood, feel, seasons and all. First, once you understand the technicalities of the ragas, once you understand the raga properly, then you start to feel that raga.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened with me also. When I was in a learning process, proper learning process, I used to never think about all this feel, emotions, that would never come in my mind. I would only think about technical, which is helped me now. After few years, singing those ragas, trying to mastery over those ragas over a period of time.
Yes.
Once you understand that raga, then you feel when you sit in the morning for riyas, and you'll be singing when Bhairav, Rag Bhairav.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that feel, that freshness, that bliss, morning bliss, that mood, it creates that ambience will be created when you sing that raga. Similarly, when you sing Malkams in the midnight or Darbari in the midnight,
Mm-hmm.
you feel that raga, how that raga is building up that emotion or mood,
Yeah.
so I would feel first understanding a raga is important. Once you understand the raga and then you sing, then that feel will come. Similarly, when each raga has different moods, like Todi has that sad feeling, Puryadhanashri has a romantic feeling, and Bhairagi Bhairav or Bhairav has that devotional feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
once you know about all these things, I think automatically when you are singing, that those emotions will come out. That's what I feel.
Yes. So even when you're doing rihas, or if when you're performing in front of an audience, I realize that there's a major difference in those two. But when you're performing now with the understanding of the technicalities, and now you are purely enjoying performing it, right?
Exactly.
uh,
Exactly.
so you're like totally deep into that. How is it a spiritual, is it like a spiritual feeling? Like,
Absolutely.
do you really
Absolutely.
feel uplifted when you're doing this? Because I just have to wonder, when you're performing, you're so tuned into that, so zoned
Yes.
in. So
Yes.
it must be like you're in a trance. You know what's
Yes.
happening around you, but at the same time, you're so zoned into to what you're doing, that for the audience also, it's really uplifting. So I'm just
Absolutely.
wondering, from your perspective, how does it feel when you're performing?
Uh, Whatever you said, absolutely true. Like I start enjoying that raga when I'm singing. So I'll be in trance. Like I don't know what's happening in front. Like
Mhm.
once or twice, I'll just open my eyes and see what's happening. Otherwise, I'll be in a different world. And every time I tell my family, once I come back from my concerts, right, I'll be so energized. I'll be so much energy in me. I don't know how it comes, but it that's what I have experienced every time I experience after my concerts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
So
not like I've tired, exhausted, all those things. It's none of those. Like I feel energized.
it's a rejuvenation, sort
Yes,
of like a
exactly.
recharging of your batteries, and you probably feel even better than you did before you started the concert.
Exactly. People must be thinking, oh, he's sung for 3 hours continuously. He
Right.
must be so tired, all those things. No, absolutely not. I'll be more energized.
Wow. Wow. So when it comes to ragas, if you can name some of your favorite ones and let us know. I mean, what ragas connect with you
It's
resonate?
very difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult to pick any few ragas, favorite ragas.
Okay.
Each time I sing any of these ragas, I connect with it and I start enjoying it, and that becomes my favorite raga. Is like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So you see the beauty in all the ragas and you connect with all of them.
yes, absolutely.
That's beautiful. So can you please, it would be wrong of me, and of course it would be a major injustice if we didn't actually listen to you singing. So if you could please sing something for us uh,
Yeah,
from whatever song or whatever comes to mind that has a message of positivity, of maybe something that can incorporate the significance of Diwali, and something that gives us hope in a time like this where we're going through this pandemic, and many people are stressed out and dejected and all that. So something that's uplifting and positive. If you could sing something for us, that would be great.
yeah. I would like to sing Rag Bhairagi Bhairav. It's already in my YouTube channel, and I've been getting good response for that raga. So I'll
Wonderful.
present that raga for a few
Please,
minutes.
please, please. Thank you.
Uh, तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तजत सकल मोह पाश नाम जपत शंकर मदनारी तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे जगत तारी रुत पिनाक जगत तारी रुत पिनाक गले सोहत रुंडमाल गंगाधर त्रिपुरारी तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे गुण गावे गुण गावे गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे गावे तजत सकल मोह पाश नाम जपत शंकर मदनारी तेरो ही गुण गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे तेरो ही गुण गावे
Wow, wow, that was so beautiful. So beautiful, so heart touching, so mesmerizing. I wish we could continue to listen to that. But I had to remember that we still have an interview going on. But that was awesome. And thank you again for performing such a high spirited song for us. Um, so how much rehas do you do? Even today, like what is your schedule like? In terms of practicing.
See, I've been busy with a lot of other things these days. Like I have a studio. I'm busy with composing, doing music for others. I've been doing some background scoring for films as well,
Okay.
and composing for movies as well. So it's been very busy times, but at the same time I spend at least few hours doing my riyas, regular riyas in the morning, few hours, and then evening, maybe 1.5 hours, 2 hours in the morning, and then again late night after I finish all the work. I come back and sit for practice for 1 or 2 hours, like that. But
Mm,
it keeps changing nowadays because of the busy schedule.
that's good.
And I've been teaching a lot. My student base has increased after this lockdown, so I'm preparing few students also. So
Oh,
yeah, so difficult to take out time for more time for Riyaz.
sure. But I think even in the mode of teaching, you are still, you're still in tune with it. So
Yeah,
it may not be, you doing just rehas by yourself, but you're essentially teaching what you may practice to your students. So
exactly. Even that is a practice process. When
correct.
you are teaching, yeah, you are teaching. It's like a practice as well for me as well.
Yes. Yes. Is it true? Because I've heard some great stalwarts in music field say that if you don't practice for a few days, then the music will go away from you for a while. So you sort of lose touch with it. If you take your liberties and say I'm not going to practice for this week. I don't have to practice or something like that. Then you will really feel a little very rusty when you actually start to pick it up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. I'll quit this week and I'll practice next week. That is not going to happen at all. You have to keep practicing. You have to, otherwise, you will forget the art.
Right.
At least, as you said, it will become rusty when you are singing.
Hmm.
That whatever that fluency was there while singing previously, it will go off. So you need to keep practicing.
Yeah.
That's a continuous process that will never end.
Right. And I think for somebody like you who is a performer, who is a composer, you definitely can't afford to lose touch with that. So even the
Yeah.
1 or 2 hours that you give it daily is still the sadhana, still the practice that you're keeping it up. That's great, and very inspiring. So when we think about music, even people who are completely dejected, stressed out, there's some song or something out there that can bring them back into a good spirit. It has some healing elements to it. So music, along with many other a couple of other things, is a good healer. So considering the pandemic we're facing now, and the times we are in, where some of the things that we used to do or we can't do now. So we know what the pandemic has taken away from us, but what has it given in terms of your standpoint? What has it given you? What is a positive effect of it? And what is something maybe new that you have started to do or put your mind into or put your time into since this pandemic began, and now you can't socialize as much and meet people as much. So what have you been spending more time into? Is there something new that you've picked up?
Yes, pandemic has affected everyone one or the other way, I'm sure.
Yes.
uh, yeah, especially for artists, they used to travel for concerts, traveling, live concerts, everything has stopped. So it has happened with me also. It's been positive. Like, I've been getting many students. As I said, I've increased my student base recently. So I'm teaching all those kids. I enjoy doing that, you know.
How many
And
students do you have, if you don't mind me
I
asking?
have around 40 students now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
That's
used to teach very few selected students until then. Maybe I had about 12 students. After the pandemic, it has increased, and I stopped taking more students now because I don't have time.
time, yeah.
I want to dedicate uh, time properly to my student when I'm teaching. They should learn something from me, and they should learn something and go back. Cannot be like in school we give few lessons and just forget about it. I make them practice. I make them sit for 1 hour. I make them practice. Something they should be able to sing. Something they should be able to perform, like that. So my entire orientation will be practical. No writing exams, no theoretical, all those things. When you are singing, you should sing properly. That's my teaching method. Yeah, I've been busy with that, and I've been learning also. I've been learning few Western instruments, which really helped me to, you know, experiment with my kind of music, Indian music. So I've been learning piano and guitar, all those things. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
it's been good. Yeah,
great.
it's been.
That's great. So tell us a little bit about your albums. If you have any, you know, if you want to highlight any of them for people to check it out. And I know you have a website. I'd like to let everybody
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Balachandraprabhu.com. Is that correct?
yes,
And
yes. That's
you also have a YouTube channel where you upload all your latest projects and wonderful music videos and things like that. So tell us a little bit about that, actually, because that's a unique side of you that I came to know, obviously, after I met you and saw you performing classical Hindustani classical on stage. To see you doing music videos, and obviously, as you said, you have a varied interest in music, so you have uh, experimented with different styles and all that, which is great, and you sound great in all of them. But tell us a
Thank
little
you.
bit about your highlight some of your albums, and tell us how we can listen to that music, and also how did the music videos come about, and the shooting of those things, or if you want to just explain briefly about those things.
Yeah, my YouTube channel name is Balachandra Prabhu. There you'll find all my music. I've been experimenting a lot recently, like with Indian classical bandish, with contemporary music. You can listen to it on my YouTube channel. Uh, yeah, I have one more project. Like we just before the lockdown, we were working on a Hindi pop song,
Mm-hmm.
romantic song. We were about to shoot. We were planning for the shooting and all. Then because of the lockdown, entire thing stopped.
Oh,
Now we are planning in December. We are planning to shoot in Hampi.
okay.
That project, yeah. So that is in that's what we are focusing on right now. And there are few unfinished projects which I'm going to trying to finish it by early next year. And I'll keep releasing tracks on my YouTube channel. This week I'm going to release one more track on Vithala, Pandharapur. It's Kartike Ekadashi next week. So I'm planning to release one that is also a little experimental kind of song. I'm
Okay.
going to release. Yeah. So I would like to request all the viewers visit my YouTube channel, subscribe, and please comment, share.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a subscriber, so I can vouch for
Okay.
the fact that the content is incredibly awesome. And I also urge all of you to please, um, any resource you can find on Bala, please do look into it, tap into it, because his music is awesome. So, Bala, one question just for fun
Yeah.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you is: have you seen Bandish Bandits?
Yes, I have seen.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you think of it? Because I'm just, I haven't heard of one person who has watched that show that didn't love it or didn't like it, at least, myself included. Especially because the type of shows and stuff that most people are watching, web series and all, I think that's taken over the daily soaps and whatever people used to watch. But the subject was very, very intriguing, and the way it was executed was pretty nice, I felt. What was your opinion of the show and the authenticity of how they touched on music learning and things like that?
It was absolutely, it was executed really well. I really like the music of that series.
Yes.
Uh, Wonderful singing, wonderful bandishas, emoting season, mig, and all those ragas. Very, very nice it was. I really liked it. Uh, on the other side, talking about the purity of the gharana and singing classical music, like if we could see hitting the falsetto notes and all those things, it's considered as like not right in that season, right? Where he sings falsetto and he's banished from the gharana, which is not true. It's falsetto has been there in classical music since ages. Like all stalwarts used to sing in falsetto voices also. Like when they are singing, when they have to go to the upper octave, they have to go with the falsetto. These are techniques which they develop over the period of time, practicing, doing sadhana, or numerous hours, weeks, days, years of practice, and all that.
Right.
So sometimes it gives wrong messages also to viewers, saying, "Yeah, you shouldn't sing in falsetto voice, and you'll be banished." And all. But overall, I really like the how they, how they presented the entire thing.
Yeah,
Really enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's great. I'm glad I asked that question now because
yeah,
you're somebody who's learned and who has that experience of the musical background in reality. So I would love, I'm glad that I got your perspective on that. So
yeah. I mentioned about that falsetto particularly because people shouldn't think singing falsetto voices is singing in falsetto voice is wrong.
wrong.
you
Yeah.
know Wrong, right?
Yeah.
This is not at all wrong. Even in classical music, it's not wrong. Like everybody, all the stalwarts, all the big singers, all the legends have sung in falsetto voice, one or the other way. Like not entire time, one or the other notes when they hit one, or when they are taking tans, maybe when are hitting one note and all, they have taken falsetto voices.
Bala, before we end, one question I wanted to ask is the Kirana Gharana is so well known. Many people have heard of it or they know of some singer who is one of their landmark singers, that comes from that lineage. But what is the specialty or what is the uniqueness in the Kirana Gharana? How does it stand apart from the others? What would you
Yeah,
say is
Kirana Gharana.
the
Yeah,
uniqueness?
all these gharanas have evolved over the years. And I would say uh, Kirana Gharana is more melodious. Singing is very more melodious. Like each Gharana has their different style. Like few Gharanas give prominence over rhythm. You know,
Mhm.
when singing.
Okay.
Kirana Gharana has been more of melodious and depth in notes while when singing. So when you hit that note, the listener or you should feel it. The singer himself should feel it.
Mm.
That accuracy of notes and slow, gradual development of the raga, feel of that raga, emoting the proper feel of that raga. All these are important characteristics of our Kirana.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'd like to thank you for giving us that beautiful explanation and also so patiently answering all our questions. And it was a wonderful conversation with you. And I look forward for a time when we don't have this pandemic going on. And I've been wanting ever since I saw you live. I've been wanting to see you live again. And I'm hoping that we'll have you come back to the U.S. In the coming years, and we'll certainly um, host a concert for you. You know, That's what I look forward to doing. And of course, all your future work that you're working on or that you're planning for, we wish you the very best for that. And once again, so very thankful for your time. And let's please do stay in touch with all of us.
Thank you so much, Pratyaksh. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And you are doing a wonderful job by carrying this legacy forward, which is created by your grandfather, Keshav Das ji.
Thank you.
You are spreading positivity, our heritage, our culture. Keep doing it. I would like to see you doing more such interviews with prominent personalities of different fields. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you. That's essentially what our aim is, and that's what you're the third one in our series. So thank you for being a part of it, and we shall certainly incorporate you back in whenever the time is right and whenever there's an opportunity for that. So thank you so much, Bala.
Thank you.
And namaste. All the best.
Namaste.